السلام علیکم ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ. الحمد للہ وکفا السلام علی عبادہ الذین اصطفى اما بعد اعوذ باللہ من الشیطان الرجیم بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم فاذکرونی اذکرکم واشکروا لی ولا تکفرون سبحان ربک رب العزۃ عما یصفون سلام علی المرسلین والحمد للہ رب العالمین. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. اللہ رب العزت کے پاک اور پیارے نام کے ساتھ آج کی اس مجلس کا آغاز کرتے ہیں. اللہ کا لاکھ لاکھ شکر اور احسان ہے کہ جس نے ہمیں جمع ہونے کی توفیق عطا فرمائی. اللہ سے دعا ہے کہ اللہ تعالیٰ ہمارے اس مل بیٹھنے کو ہمارے لیے ذریعہ جنات نجات بنا دے اور ہمارے دلوں کو اپنے ذکر سے پرمنور فرمائے. ہمتاً اللہ کی طرف متوجہ ہو جائیے اور بہت خوش و خضوع کے ساتھ محبت میں ڈوب کر انشاءاللہ اللہ کا ذکر کیجیے. بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم. استغفر اللہ ربی من کل ذنب واتوب الیہ. 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 اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم. الحمد للہ رب العالمین الرحمن الرحیم مالک یوم الدین. ایاک نعبد و ایاک نستعین. اهدنا الصراط المستقیم صراط الذین انعمت علیہم غیر المغضوب علیہم ولا الضالین. آمین. بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم. الحمد للہ رب العالمین الرحمن الرحیم مالک یوم الدین. ایاک نعبد و ایاک نستعین. اهدنا الصراط المستقیم صراط الذین انعمت علیہم غیر المغضوب علیہم ولا الضالین. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ألم نشرح لك صدرك ووضعنا عنك وزرك الذي أنقض ظهرك ورفعنا لك ذكرك فإن مع العسر يسرا إن مع العسر يسرا فإذا فرغت فانصب وإلى ربك فارغب. ألم نشرح لك صدرك ووضعنا عنك وزرك الذي أنقض ظهرك ورفعنا لك ذكرك فإن مع العسر يسرا إن مع العسر يسرا فإذا فرغت فانصب وإلى ربك فارغب. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ألم نشرح لك صدرك ووضعنا عنك وزرك الذي أنقض ظهرك ورفعنا لك ذكرك فإن مع العسر يسرا إن مع العسر يسرا فإذا فرغت فانصب وإلى ربك فارغب. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم يا قاضي الحاجات 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 يا قاضي الحاجات. اللهم يا كافي المهمات 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 يا كافي المهمات. اللهم يا دافع البليات 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 يا دافع البليات. اللهم يا شافي الأمراض 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 يا شافي الأمراض. اللهم يا رافع الدرجات 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 يا رافع الدرجات. اللهم يا مجيب الدعوات 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 يا مجيب الدعوات. اللهم يا مسبب الأسباب 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 يا مسبب الأسباب. اللهم يا أرحم الراحمين 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 برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. پیارے اللہ، جو کچھ پڑھا گیا اس کا ثواب اپنے فضل اپنے کرم کے ساتھ تمام انبیاء کرام اور مرسلین کی خدمت میں ہدیۃً پہنچا دیجیے. بالخصوص ہمارے آقا حضرت محمد مصطفیٰ صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم کی خدمت میں اے اللہ تمام صحابہ کرام، اہل بیت، عشرہ مبشرہ، امہات المؤمنین، خلفائے راشدین، بالخصوص حضرت ابوبکر صدیق رضی اللہ تعالیٰ عنہ کو اللہ اس کا ثواب پہنچا دیجیے۔ یا اللہ کریم تمام صدیقین، شہداء، صالحین، علماء و مشائخ اہل سنہ والجماعہ، یا اللہ تمام مؤمنین، مؤمنات، مسلمین، مسلمات کی ارواح کو اللہ اس کا ثواب پہنچا دیجیے، آمین رب العالمین۔ اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل. 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 اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا خفي اللطف أدركني بلطفك الخفي. 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 اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا باقي أنت الباقي. يا باقي أنت الباقي. يا باقي أنت. يا باقي أنت الباقي. يا باقي أنت الباقي. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله. 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 اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك إني كنت من الظالمين. لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك إني كنت من الظالمين. لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك إني كنت من الظالمين. لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك إني كنت من الظالمين. لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك. لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا حي يا قيوم برحمتك أستغيث. 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 اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والله ذو فضل على المؤمنين. 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 اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون. 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 اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الله ولي الذين آمنوا. 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 اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والله ولي المؤمنين. 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 اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. لا إله إلا الله. لا إله إلا الله. لا إله إلا الله. لا إله إلا الله. لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله. Is there anyone who doesn't understand Urdu here? English? الحمد لله وكفى وسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى أما بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والذين جاهدوا فينا لنهدينهم سبلنا سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. So for the past few weeks we have been talking about different spiritual diseases that afflict a human person, and there are different manifestations of these spiritual diseases, and the tartib that we have taken is based on the tartib of the asbaq of suluk of Naqshbandiya Mujahidiyya. So if you remember, if you recall, what was the first disease that we spoke about? Shahwa. So shahwa is this disease of desires that a person has. It can be good desires and bad desires, but we are talking in general about the bad desires of a person that manifests itself in different ways. For example, shahwat al-shikam is obsessive eating. Then there is also the shahwat of nazar, of one's gaze, that a person is looking for pleasure through that. And then some internal manifestation in our spiritual faculties also happens, in which there's shahwat of one's khayalat or one's thoughts, that a person starts to fantasize about different things. And eventually it is also manifests itself in the heart of a person. The shahwat al-qalb is just having emotions that are ghair shari in nature towards ghair shari people. So we went over the details over that. And we also mentioned that the first sabak in the suluk, the zikr khafi on latifa qalb, is really there so for a person can focus on latifa qalb and then hopefully get the shahwa of a person under control. What was the second disease that we spoke about? Right. So in Urdu it's called ghussa, but the ghaid and ghadab of a person. And we also we said that ghadab is more that has intiqam in it, revenge or vengefulness in it. And ghaid is something that eats you from inside. And we went quite in detail about how it breaks our relationship with people around us. And then we went into the whole thing about marital relationships and relationship with our children. Khair, the second sabak in our suluk, it is focused, it's there so we can actually uh, put this ailment into some ease. And so a person is able to really become a little calmer in their thought process as well as in their actions. So today, inshallah ta'ala, we will talk about the third spiritual disease that can afflict a person, and that has to do with the third latifa sir, that a person does dhikr on. And so this is known as a tama of a person or hirs of a person. Now, tama or hirs, what do we call that in English? Greed, avarice, right? So greed and avarice, this is a manifestation again of the internal condition of a person, that a person acts that way. Now I have to ask you a question. So what is the difference between tama and shahwa? What is it?
Shahwat, you don't have it, you desire it. Tama is you have it, you desire more.
So that's a good answer. So shahwat in general have to do with self gratification. It has to do with those things that has self gratification as one of the things a person is looking for. So for example, when I look around and I my eyes get set on a person, I'm getting the most gratification by looking at that person. So that is the shahwa of jimal, like of beauty, that a person just looks for those things that give them the most lazzat. And that is what shahwat has to do with the nafs, hawai nafsi, as well as the qalb as well. Tama in general is that you want something more than you need. So tama is has to do with these are my needs, but now I need more and more and more of the same thing. That is usually when we talk about greed, this is what we're talking about. कि कोई चीज़ अल्लाह ने दे दी, now I want more and more and more, and you just can't get enough of it. And we all know that there is no end to that kind of going beyond your need, because need is limited. I can only eat two rotis, right? But when it comes to wants, I want 100 rotis. So there's no end to the wants, but there is end to what a person needs. So not keeping yourself within the limits of one's needs, this is one of the greatest reasons a person sins today, having this tama. If you just look around what is happening in the dunya right now, all the strife, all the struggle, all the fitan, all the fasad, one of the basic reasons is this tama for the dunya. So inshallah, in some other lecture, we'll talk about muhabbat dunya and all of that. But what is happening in dunya is exactly this. People want more and more and more. Right? Even now, they're talking in a political context, even in this country, that you have people that they can have 10 life spans and they still would not be able to spend the money that they have amassed. But it doesn't end. Like, when does it end? When do you say it's enough? Nobody wants to say, well, this is enough for me. So can you imagine what is the opposite of tama? When we say tama, we say you want something more and more. What is the condition that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to see us in? So zuhud is also, alhamdulillah, zuhud is also another feeling and another state that a person should have. But the opposite of, go ahead, rida bil qada, also it's also being happy with Allah. But in general, the word that is used in opposition of hirs and tama is qana'at. That you should have qana'at with what Allah Ta'ala has decided for you. There are two aspects of this latifa said that we do dhikr on. One is this feeling of hirs and tama. But imagine, because hirs and tama, usually it is in conjunction with competing with those around us. And can you imagine when we are competing with those around us, what happens if we don't get what we're looking for? What do we start feeling if we don't get what we're looking for? So we get angry and jealousy, right? So hasad is the second wheel of this condition. And inshallah, if Allah Ta'ala gives us tawfiq, we'll probably talk about it next time. Because if a person has this hirs about, I need this, I want this, I want this, when somebody else gets it, this sort of na shukri happens in the heart. So why did this person get it and why did I not get it? And naturally this person starts to feel hasad towards other people. So just having that tama is a source of all or major issues and sins and problems that we see around the world. I mean, think about it. Like no bird would ever get caught if it did not have tama for the seeds that the hunter has put forth. No lion would ever get caught. Isn't this how they catch animals? Right? They put some bait. No fish will ever get caught. I mean, you'll see other fish, but it's the natural instinct there to run after those things. And this is why when we were young, we were told this story from Aesop's fables about a dog that was really hungry, and he went to a butcher shop and the butcher threw a bone at him. And so he caught the bone and he said, you know what, I'm going to go and I'm going to sit down and in a nice place and I'm going to enjoy the meat and my bone. So as he was traveling, he came across a brook, a river, and he was crossing it and he looked down from the ridge in the river and he saw his own reflection. You remember this story? So he saw his own reflection, and what did he see? He saw his own reflection. He thought, there's another dog with a bone in its mouth. And so he said that I should get two bones. So as soon as he saw it, he started to bark. And when he barked, his own bone fell into the water and he lost it. Right? So greed or tama like that, not having qana, that Allah Ta'ala gave me a bone, let me just go and eat and do shukr. No, another dog has the bone and I must get it. And you lose what you have as well. And it really destroys you from inside, because this whole state of hasra then happens. Longing for the dunya. Oh, I wish I had this. I wish I had that. I wish subhanallah, it's ajib. Very recently, subhanallah, somebody was telling us about, like a marital, people contact us with marital things. And, this husband was longing for some failed love this person had a long time ago. And he's talking to his own wife and he's saying, wish I should have tried harder back then. This is tama, that you have a beautiful wife in front of you. You have your children in front of you, but you're just not content with that. And now you're looking for, oh, I wish like that 10 years ago, whatever that happened, I should have tried harder, because now the heart has the tama for that as well. Okay? So tama is a disease that really destroys a salik. And because this is a gathering of salikin, of suluk, we must try to get rid of that khahishat of nafs, as well as any kind of greed, especially towards the dunya. And we already covered the zuhud aspect of things, that zuhud is the positive aspect of this feeling, is that you have such a disconnect that you don't want it. And one of the reasons is that Rasul Akram sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he mentioned in a hadith about the end of times. And he mentioned that a time will come when the nations of the dunya, they will invite each other, like people invite each other on a sufra, that, why don't you go ahead and you beat up this Muslim nation? And why don't you go ahead and you beat up this Muslim nation? And so all the nations will be talking about the Ummah as such. And so Sahaba Kiram Rizwanullahi Ajma'een, they, subhanallah, because they were such brave and courageous people, they asked, will the Muslims be less in number? कि number में कम हो जाएंगे? No, that they will be numerous in numbers, but they will be like froth. They will be like froth or foam on the sea. You know, when you go to a beach, you see all the waves, and then there's this bubbles forming. So they'll be like those bubbles that froth just goes around with the waves, meaning they'll be weak. And Rasulullah said, because they will have a wahan in their hearts. And the Sahaba Kiram Rizwanullahi Ajmain asked, what is this wahan? And Rasulullah said that this attachment with this dunya, meaning this khahish of dunya, this tama of the dunya, and having a wahsha towards the akhirah, towards your death. And if we really look at the Muslim state today, we'll find this expression happening. Everyone just wants dunya, 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 dunya. This is how we respect each other. This is how we honor each other based on how much dunya we have or don't have. And when we talk about akhirah, sometimes you talk about in different bayans about the concept of maut, and we have to do fikr of maut and tayari of maut. And then people sometimes will come afterwards and say, why are you, Shaykh, Shaykh Sahib, why are you doing such depressing bayans? To them it becomes depressing that we're talking about this. And so it just shows how our mentality, the Muslim psyche and Muslim mentality has changed, like contemporary Muslims. And you will find people will say, oh, he's such a successful person. Why? Because he is a self-made billionaire. Whether this person has ikhlaq, whether he has ibadat, whether he has any mu'asharat, mu'amalat, whether he has love for Allah or love for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, has any, none of that matters. He's a self-made millionaire and he's a self-made this. And that shows that when a person is hyper on this feeling of tama, then our mentality changes completely. It changes completely. The way that we look at the dunya, the way we look at our relationship with the dunya, the way we look at the people within dunya, it changes completely. So this is one of the fundamental problems with insani ruhaniyat and spirituality, that we start to develop this tama towards things around us. And there's a cause for that, because that is how we train our children, award based. If you do this, I will give you this. Award based. And then we are teaching our children this, again, this self gratification over little things. Oh, you did kg, now mashallah, it's such an accomplishment, rather than teaching them the blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that has come upon them. Oh, you did this, alhamdulillah, Allah ta'ala really helped you this time. Allah ta'ala really helped you. Allah ta'ala was so merciful. Rather than attaching everything good that is happening in our life back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we start to develop this internal feelings about our own self. And now people want it. People covet these things. People covet acknowledgement. People covet praise. अच्छा लगता है, किसको अच्छा नहीं लगता? If somebody does praise of you, mashallah, you feel really good about it. And so people start to look for those things rather than mukhlisina lahuddin, that ikhlas in our deen and expression of our deen. So people leave that, and then everything, the deen becomes, even deen, it becomes a tama for the dunya. We use it, subhanAllah. Nowadays in contemporary time, there is this whole concept of like celebrity mashayikh, and it's a deep. It's a deep. If you look at our Akabirin, Akabirin who lived a few generations ago, they were not people like that. They did not want any kind of recognition. They ran away from it. They ran away from it. They thought of it as poison for them. ठीक है ना? Every now and then you hear stories about how people go to like Atlantic City or Vegas, and they're going there and gambling. What is gambling? Gambling is the ultimate expression of tama. That you go there with the hope, I'm just going to put one coin and maybe it will hit the jackpot. And then they keep on putting and they keep on gambling and keep on gambling. Before you know it, they have lost everything. And we know people like that in our own communities that has happened. So yeah, it's something that has to be taken very seriously. So we have to be very introspective about our relationship with the dunya, and we should not covet it. We should be moderated in our needs and not tread into too many wants. And if Allah Ta'ala blesses us, we should be sarat by shukr. But our happiness should not be attached to any of these things. And I know I'm saying these things on Cyber Monday. So, but our happiness should not be attached to like a Black Friday or a Cyber Monday or any of that. We shouldn't be looking forward to this. The Cyber Monday is going, it's a Monday. It's a 24-hour, same 24-hour yesterday that Allah Ta'ala gave you to please Him, same 24 hours that we have today to please Him. So our heart should not, our heartbeat should not change with any of the sales that are coming our way. There's this very interesting story that I read, that there was a Haris person, a person who had a lot of greed in his heart. He went to Musa alayhi salam and he said to Musa alayhi salam, "O Musa, make dua for me that I am able to understand the language of the animals and birds." So Musa alayhi salam made dua for him, that may Allah Ta'ala give you the ability to be able to listen to animals and birds. And so, subhanAllah, Allah Ta'ala accepted the dua and this person is able to do it. And now he wants to use this newfound ability to his advantage. We think we're so smart, right? We want to do it. How can I get more profit using this? How can I get more money using this? So this person was like that. So when he went home, he had animals in his backyard. He used, he had birds, he had roosters and hens. And so when he was done eating, he threw some bones and some leftover food outside. And the rooster ran towards it and his dog ran towards it. And then they had a conversation. He was able to listen to it. The dog said to the rooster that I have been guarding the master all night. I'm really tired. So please allow me to eat. And then you can eat tomorrow or you can eat later on. The rooster said, don't worry. I'm going to eat this meal. But tomorrow, the master's donkey, he's going to die. And then when he dies, you can eat the whole donkey and then you can be happy. Now, when this person heard about this, like, acha, my donkey is going to die tomorrow. So he decided, I'm going to go and take it and I'm going to sell it in the market today. So this is exactly what he does. He takes his donkey. He knows that it's going to die tomorrow. He goes into the market and he sells it. He comes back. He's telling his wife, look at me, how smart I am. Kitna main samajhdar. How smart I am that, I was able to avoid this damage and this nuksan and this harm that was going to come. Khair, next day, he threw out some more bones, and again the rooster ran towards it and the dog ran towards it. And again they have this conversation. The dog is like, what, you're the worst thing that I have seen. Yesterday you said that the donkey is going to die, and I trusted you and I was hungry. I've starved the whole day. It's like, okay, don't worry about it. The master's horse, he's going to die tomorrow, and then you can have a feast and you can enjoy yourself. Like, are you sure? It's like, absolutely sure. The rooster ate the food, and now the donkey is waiting, but the master heard it again. And so he just rushes in and he's like, okay, I'm going to go and sell my horse. And that's exactly what he does. He said, it shouldn't be my musibat. Whatever happens to this horse, it should be somebody else's musibat. So he just takes it and he sells the horse. He makes some money. He's very happy. Again, I have money, I have profit, and it's somebody else's loss. Why should I care? Third day, again, he throws out some food. And again, the rooster runs towards it and the dog runs to it. The dog is really angry. It's like, Rooster, not today. Not to 2 days you have tricked me. 2 days you have done this. It's like, Fikr na karo, don't worry. Tomorrow, the master of the house is going to die, and there's going to be a feast, and people are going to come, and you'll have a lot of food. It's like, are you sure? It's like, absolutely sure. And now, master is really worried. This person is worried. So he runs. He runs to Hazrat Musa alayhi salam, and he says, O Prophet of Allah, this is what happened. I heard the dog, and I heard the rooster, and I heard him say this. And make dua that Allah Ta'ala protects me. And Musa alayhi salam said, Dekho, the reason is that a death was supposed to happen in your house. A death was supposed to happen. If you had been just had qana'at with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, with the loss of just a donkey, then that death would have happened, and you would have survived. But you tried to trick your own qadar. कहते हैं अल्लाह से मजाक करने की कोशिश. You tried to trick your own qadar. And so you sold your donkey, and you sold your horse, and now it's your turn, and there's nothing that can be done. And so the Haris person, he lost his life like that. Taken so a lot of time there are difficulties that can happen in our life as well. And we should always look at it from that perspective as well. Okay, this is happening, inshallah ta'ala. I will do qana'at with what Allah ta'ala has given me and what Allah ta'ala has written. So the concept of rida bil qada, right? That you are radi with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with whatever He has written for us. Because if we try to be over smart about these things, and especially if we express our hirs in these terms, then it always comes back and it bites us. It's important that we are able to do that. Hassan Basri rahmatullah ta'ala alayhi, I was reading somewhere, subhanallah, he writes that there are 10 sifat in a dog, because we are talking about a dog. 10 sifat of awliya karam that are present in a dog. Meaning a dog has wafa, dog listens, he'll go his ids, he'll go sit in the feet, the master hits the dog, it always comes back, right? It's guarding the dog during the night, and it has all of these qualities, but there is one quality that the dog has, that is what Allah Ta'ala says, that it is impure. And what is that called? A dog is very haris. It's very greedy. That is why even if you go like this, it just comes up to you and looking for something. Even if it has eaten, even if it's done with food, it wants to come back and have more. So because of that hirs, this is the reason that the dog is considered to be impure. That Hassan Basri rahmatullah ta'ala writes about that. So when we express our hirs, then we are expressing our own haywaniyat and animalistic instincts that are present within ourselves. Easily, if you look that, and we talked a little briefly about this as well, that one of the reasons that shaitan became shaitan, despite his ilm, despite his ma'arifah, despite his ibadah, all of that, was because he also had hirs to become the Khalifa of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He had this, what we call in English, sense of entitlement. Well, I have done this. I should be given this. So there's also hirs aspect present there. Who are we to demand anything from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? All of this is what? وَلَوْلَا فَضْلُ اللَّهِ عَلَيْكُمْ وَرَحْمَةً. This is all but fadl and rahmat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Otherwise, we do not deserve anything. We do not deserve anything. Any khidmat of the deen, any feeling within dhikr, any ilm that we may have, it is all the fadl of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, nothing more. And the problem with shaitan was that he considered himself entitled to something Allah ta'ala chose to give to Adam alayhi salam. Khalifatullah fil ard, right? And so he had hirs about this. And we all know, which we'll talk about next week inshallah, that hirs led him to have hasad towards Adam alayhi salam. And when you have hasad, ana khairum minhum, then you start to come up with you know what, I have to justify my jealousy. Well, my justification is that I am better than this person. So it starts off with this hirs, leads to hasad, leads to being, to being a person of ujab, leads to being aba wastakbara, to being a mutakabbir. So it leads to all these other problems, but the starting is also this tama, this hirs towards something. And shaitan had that. And so shaitan himself became shaitan. Iblis became shaitan because of the hirs that he had. And we also spoke that in this dunya, um, Habil and Qabil, the story of Habil and Qabil, the first sin that happened on this dunya, it's also his, because he wanted the wife of his own brother. He wanted that my sacrifice should be accepted. And so that tama, rather than just doing qanaat with, okay, Allah Ta'ala has given and written this for me, I should be just happy with my wife and what Allah Ta'ala has given. उस पे शुक्र ना करना और चीज की, I want this and I want this. It led for him to really go into this rage. And we all know that he took the life of his own brother because of that. Yeah, so it starts off with that, wanting more and more and more, and then there's no end to it, and it leads to all sorts of kina, and it leads to hasad, and it leads to, takabbur, it leads to ujab, so many other deadly diseases that a person is able to do because of that. ठीक है ना? तो इसका इलाज क्या किया जाए? अब इसका इलाज तो यही है, the cure is that we should ask our mashayikh and we should do those afkar that help us with that. And it definitely does help. It helps. Our Shaykh was traveling in Minnesota, the Twin Cities, and they have one of the greatest, biggest malls, the kind of mall that they've built. I don't even know, like on Route 95 somewhere in the north, they've built like this big mall. So they have this huge mall in Minnesota. And so the Shaykh was traveling, and the host was telling him, that, the princes come from all over the world, and all these stars come, and they come, and you can find everything that's around the world, you can find in this mall. And he was doing all sorts of like these praises. Then, the Shaykh replied, that, what, okay, oh, mashallah, so all of this has, but it doesn't affect me. And, he was saying there's so, expensive things that, a perfume is like for like $1,000. And the Shaykh heard this, like, none of this makes any difference to me. And the host asked him, well, you must be really rich if high prices don't make a difference to you. He said, it's not that I'm rich. The fact is that I do not want to shop. If I don't want to shop, then I don't care if it's the biggest mall. I don't care if everything from around the world is present there. I don't care if it's, again, Cyber Monday or if it's Black Friday. I don't care about those things because I do not want, there's no wanting to go inside and shop and do any of those things. So if we nip the evil in the bud or in the heart of this tama, then whatever we see, it won't affect us the way that it affects us today. As dunya mein jante hain, we go to Dubai, oh, look at this. And we go to other, look at this. And, get the, isko, they say in Urdu, aankhein chundhiya jana. That our eyes, they can't get enough of it. But if we work on our inner self, then it doesn't matter where we are. Because the heart doesn't desire it, you don't want it, it won't have any effect on it. So as Salikin, we need to work on our ruh to make sure that it is clean enough that, alhamdulillah, whatever we see around us, inshallah ta'ala, we take it as such that this is just dunya, and dunya is just garbage, and I have none of this I'm taking with myself in akhirah, and so inshallah it doesn't matter if it exists or it doesn't exist for me. ठीक है ना? So any questions about tama, of understanding it? It's a very basic kind of, do we understand what it means? Samajh mein lage? Okay. So inshallah ta'ala, the third sabak of our suluk, which is the Dhikr of Latif, I said, And if you look at that, Latifa Sid is all about ishq because it is associated with Hazrat Musa alayhi salam. And Musa alayhi salam was all about Rabbi Arini Andur ilayk. Allah, I want to look at you. So you only love somebody when you empty yourself from everything else. And so when you empty yourself from this hub of dunya and things on this in this dunya, then you feel that now you can elevate yourself to a higher status where you can actually look for divine love into your cup. So Alhamdulillah, when people who have done this zikr properly, they feel that the tama in their hearts and the hirs in their heart um, comes into control. Alhamdulillah. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow us to become those people who are able to really get rid of all of these diseases of our heart. And may Allah ta'ala make us pure for Him. Ameen ya Rabbul Alameen. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillah. Inshallah ta'ala, for a few minutes, bow your heads in humility and humbleness. Close your eyes. Let go of all the thoughts, all the worries. Step back and disconnect from our thoughts. Bring your focus, bring your concentration down on your Latifa Qalb, 2 fingers below our left chest. Focus on that point. Now negate everything and everyone in this dunya, everything that we are attached with, everyone that we are attached with, just let go of them. Negate even your own self and affirm the haqq, affirm Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and make niyyah that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's tajalliyat, anwarat, nur, faiz, His grace is coming and descending upon us, entering into our qalb, filling our qalb with that light, and feel that your qalb, its darkness, its hardness, its rust is melting away, and feel that your qalb is calling out to Allah. Feel that your qalb is saying, Allah, Allah, Allah. لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله. سبحان ربي على الوهاب. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. رب اغفر وارحم وأنت خير الراحمين. اللهم يا مقلب القلوب ثبت قلوبنا على دينك. اللهم يا مصرف القلوب صرف قلوبنا على طاعتك. يا حنان يا منان يا ذا الجلال والإكرام يا حي يا قيوم برحمتك نستغيث. ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. صلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه محمد وآله وأصحابه أجمعين برحمتك يا